Nick there?
Yes, please.
Oh, cheers.
Coke Zero.
Hey everyone. So, hey, yeah, we've made a friend. You're in my shot. Nice big stretch. That's cool. Come on. All right, everybody. You've met us on the trail. We are in Teth, Albania. It's myself, my wife, Bianca, my sister, Emily, and her husband, Harry. We're doing an 8-day section loop that we've mapped out of the Peak of the Balkans trail. It's primarily the Albanian section. We do cross over into Montenegro for one little bit. And we're also going to be wild camping most of the time. But at 1 or 2 points, we are staying in guest houses. So we have everything we need for 8 days. You would have seen some footage of day 1, which was kind of a half day. So we are actually going from Teth to Valbona on day 1 and 2 over Valbona Pass. So day 1 was getting halfway up the mountain. We've done half the climbing we have to do for the day. It was about 5 kilometers and 620 meters. And today, which is day 2, we're finishing that climb, crossing over the pass, and then descending into Valbona and taking it from there. So really excited to be here and excited to be able to share it with you.
But bearing in mind, like, there's lots of secret hidden caffeine and other things, dark chocolate,
Right.
for example.
Okay, let's have the reviews. Bianca, what do you have for breakfast?
Cali breakfast bowl.
Out of 10, what do you give it?
Is this okay? The scale
is for camping food, not for
camping food.
not for real food. I would actually say this is 7.
7. Okay.
Really?
Cool.
Yeah.
That's big.
Emily and
Yeah,
Harry,
that's
what
a
are we
high
working with
feeling.
this morning?
I'm gonna say what, 2?
But what are we
I was
having?
going to go higher than that.
It was.
So we had, Harry made it, homemade chocolate, protein, oats with pumpkin seeds, chia
Okay.
seeds.
Sugar. all
And
that
you're going with
good
a
stuff.
2.
Harry said 2. I'm going to go with 4. And I would have gone higher if I didn't keep getting a whiff of green gumbo from my dinner last night.
So that's not necessarily a fault of the. They call this the Peaks of the Balkans Trail, but it's actually called the Accursed Mountains, or Cursed. And I was very interested in why it's called that. Very strange. So, according to the internet, the origin of the name is disputed. According to the local legend, the devil escaped from hell and created jagged glacial casts in a single day of mischief. Others say a woman cursed the mountains while she and her children trekked through them on a scorching hot day and could not find any water. A third legend claims Slavic soldiers gave the mountains their name as they struggled to march through them. And both the Albanian and Serbo-Croatian names mean the Accursed Mountains.
Yeah, I would say one of the most beautiful places I've ever hiked. Super dramatic landscapes, really, really steep. Like, you're covering, I think in the first part of the day we climbed 600 meters and we'd done like 3 kilometers or something crazy like that. But yeah, it's absolutely stunning.
You're coming across these like little, well, they turn them into guest houses now. All of these little like cottages with the little cows, bells around their necks, and it's quite scenic.
For the people who don't know, Emily is 4 months pregnant, and is joining us on the trip. Yeah, which means tonight we're staying in a hotel,
Yeah.
which is exciting.
So Harry and Emily are branching off tonight and staying in a hotel. Me and Bianca will be in our tents again. We are going to be continuing through the mountains to camp on day 3 tomorrow.
Unless you want to join us in the spa.
Unless we end up at the spa. But if we don't end up at the spa, Harry and Emily will be meeting us at day 3's camp spot in the evening. So overall, great day.
and Emily, of our day number 3.
Day number 3, it was a lot of climbing over a very short distance. What was it? 600 meters over 3 kilometers. I think the last kilometer was like 400 meters of climbing. And as you got to the top, you just like emerged into this beautiful meadow, as you can see. So yeah, I give it a solid 10 out of 10.
Best days hiking, and I think best camp spot I've ever been to.
So we have just got to the top of this mountain, all the way from Valbona, and we have just crossed the border into Montenegro. Nice.
Nice little walking holiday.
Inward from the edge as you can. That was well executed. Well done, guys.
This is your heart race, so you're doing 150 meters per minute.
Yeah, nice.
So here we are, morning of day 5. We're at a guest house in Montenegro, beautiful, beautiful little town called Vuzanje. But let's talk about yesterday. We left the meadow you saw us camping in, and we summited the pass, crossed the border into Montenegro, and came down. Any thoughts?
We had some fun, kind of gnarly bits crossing snow, which was very like each like part of the mountain we got to was very, very different. So like first we went up in this nice little forest from the meadow, and we heard all these bird sounds. It was really beautiful, and we had no clue what we were in for at that time. And then we got to the ice patches, and we were like throwing bags across like ice faces, crevasses, and jumping across, which was quite cool, gnarly.
The terrain was pretty technical at some points, like a lot of rocky stuff and snow and off camber. Kind of being careful with your footing was pretty important.
Yeah, things were going well all then.
And then?
And then my comment was, it was a big, big day.
Yeah.
Hence why we're in a guest house.
I think besides being big, the main thing was we knew about it. This section we saw online people talking about a lack of water, and we thought we had prepared for the lack of water sufficiently, but even with our knowledge of that and extra preparation taken, it was still not quite enough. So I think towards the end we were all pretty dehydrated and ready to be done. But we had a nice dinner, nice showers, a nice breakfast, and I think we're ready to go again.
Yeah.
So here we are, start of day 5. We've got a very steep ascent up through this mossy forest, up to what will hopefully be some beautiful lakes. But for now, we're gonna get our heads down and get this done.
Does everyone have the documents?
Whose idea was it to carry 6 meters up here?
we hiked up to these mountain lakes yesterday. The girls are gonna have a chill day at camp. Bianca's gonna do some painting. Myself and Harry are heading off for the day to summit Rosny Peak. It's one of the highest peaks in the region, sitting at like 2,500 meters. So we're gonna have a quick little side mission there and back, and we'll show you some stuff along the way.
So we've made some pretty good progress so far. There was a heavy snowfall this year in Albania. So we're having to pick our way across a few of these ice fields. This one is particularly sketchy because if you fall, you go down there. So we're maybe like 80% of the way up. Super steep. Some pretty incredible views though.
All right, we just successfully summited Rosny. We're at 2,500 meters. We did over 1,000 meters of climbing today from our camp by the lakes. It was a difficult one for me. How about you, Harry?
I enjoyed it.
And walk in the park. Unbelievable view. Basically, you can kind of see the entire hike that we've done from all sides.
Welcome to the start of day 7. We've got a pretty big day today. 12 kilometers and 800 meters of climbing. We have an option to stop at 6 kilometers, but that will leave us with a very big last day. So yeah, hopefully we have enough steam to make it all the way. Here's the view of the lakes where we were just camping. moly! So we've reached a bit of a challenging section, much like the summit at Rosny yesterday, where you really don't want to slide down there. Tell you, there's lots of material provided by the NHS about what to do during pregnancy. I must have skipped the chapter on how to deal with this. Right, so here we are. We've just completed the last metre of climbing for our entire trip. The rest of it's all downhill. We are, what's that, 7 hours 40 into day 7. Hey, we're in the Balkans, peaks of the Balkans. We don't do taxis here. We walk everywhere. We just came from up there.
Dude, they have burgers and fries on that time. After 7 days on the peaks of the Balkans, we just got back to the road. We found ourselves a bar with burgers and fries.
So I will start.
Okay.
Sure.
So I think that this has been one of the best hiking trips of my entire life. These mountains are varied and stunning around every single corner. We've seen wildlife, we've seen flowers, and we've been up some pretty tall peaks. And I've enjoyed every single moment. I want to give a special shout out to Emily, who is 4 months pregnant. And yeah, I can't believe that you've been able to do this, despite, the challenges we faced. You've absolutely smashed it. So, well done you.
Yeah, well done, Emily.
I shed 2 tears.
Two.
2 tears.
One each eye.
Yeah,
In
yeah.
reality, that was because the dehydrated meals didn't agree with your tummy. And they didn't agree with mine either. So.
For me, I think that what was very special about these mountains were how raw and rugged. Other than the first part of the leg, we barely came across anybody, and anybody we did come across were clearly nature lovers as well. I think every corner you turned was completely different, which was very special. So even though we were hiking for 7 days, every day felt completely different. I don't really quite have any words yet beyond how beautiful and vast the mountains of Albania and Montenegro are.
Yeah.
What to say? I, for one, I'm really, really glad I banked on this, and I know that Nick and Harry did, and Emily, all did a lot of planning, and I was just kind of slightly ideating and just letting them to it. But I'm really glad I thought of this place, because I think I've been to beautiful places, but this really felt like we found it just when it started to get, before it's taken off. So we really got to see it before it gets like overrun with tourists. And there's parts of it that have a little bit of that, but we really got to feel like the raw Albania and Montenegro and not feel like overrun with hikers and trails and all this stuff. It felt like the real place. And I really appreciated that. And that we got to spend so much time in it. It wasn't just a few days, it was like we really submerged ourselves in it.
Yeah. I mean, everyone's covered it pretty well. I think, obviously, extremely beautiful has been expressed. Very challenging. I don't think we should skirt over that. There's a lot of elevation gain. Yeah. Especially, as Harry said, Emily, super impressive that you did this with a smile on your face, even when it got tough.
Was it 5,500 meters of climbing?
Yeah. So some serious elevation involved, some serious climbing, some leg muscles required. I just feel super privileged to be able to do something like this.
Hi.
Hello. Super privileged to be able to see and experience something like this coming from a little Caribbean island. I feel really proud of us for having developed the skills and want to be able to navigate an adventure like this safely and successfully. There's a lot of planning involved: nutrition, route mapping, hydration
Ice
management,
climbing.
yeah, crossing ice sheets. So again, not to make it too long-winded, I think everyone's covered it really well. I'm just feeling really, really appreciative, and I truly think this is a trip that I'll never forget.
Covered.
And just adding on that, it's so great to do it with family.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So
Cheers.
Pleasure to do it with you guys.